Hunter says Joe's dodging of your question says a lot about his whole tenure in New York. For those of you who don't know what Hunter's talking about, but and this is definitely what Fred is alluding to too. I tried to ask the tough questions today. The questions I asked were, why does Dable get to be? Why is Dable and the coaches held accountable for these results, but you are not in year four? I asked him about if he misevaluated how much leadership meant to the organization and to the locker room, letting all of these key players go. And then we had a three question and answer back and forth about what exactly Shane's place was in the failures and in the losing. Because as I said at the start, the 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 Giants and Joe Shane have not gotten results. They're 3-22 in their last 25, and they're 5-25 in their last 30. And Joe Shane was saying it starts with me, it's on me, but he was stopping short at connecting his player mistakes to the field. Like a key moment in the presser was when he was going over his selling points on the roster. And he mentioned that the defense was 30th at this point in the league last year. And he said, now we added all these players, and he rattled off all these guys they added: Abdul Carter, Paulson Adebo, Javon Holland, Roy Robertson Harris, Chauncey Golston. And he says, and we're still 30th. And he goes, did that catch me by surprise? Yes, it did. I did not expect that. But he said, we're going to continue to work at it. And that I thought was a good example of how his sales job works. He is on one hand acknowledging his moves, and on the other hand acknowledging the state of the defense, but he's not connecting the fact that his player evaluations weren't strong, right? So that's where I was getting at with Joe Shane and that back and forth was, don't you see the connection between the players that you are talking about and the lack of results? And, he did at times say, I'm responsible for this. I have to be better with personnel. But there were other moments where he said, we're going to go over everything.